Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I just want to take a moment and one, apologize. I want to talk to you about a couple different things. I'll make it as brief as I can, but I want to apologize because normally I'm much quicker. But I want to thank everybody for coming out, and including the musicians, for everybody involved in the Backyard Improv 86 this past Saturday. Thanks a lot. That was an absolute blast. I had a little bit of technical difficulties with my mic halfway through, but you guys tolerated it and you were cool. But what a great spot. It was a new location for us in Concord over at Grant's house and with Sherry. And thank you, Grant and Sherry. I mean, you did so much to prepare for us coming. Grant built that deck, and I'm sure that deck will come in good use for you in the future for other things. So it was a blast, and a lot of the regulars didn't come, but there was a lot of new faces, new people are joining the family. And I want to take a moment and just thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting. Thanks for your generosities, because what allows it to keep going. Of course, we had two drummers, so we got to give them love. Chris Gamper on drums. This guy's got such positive vibes and energy all the time. He's now also, congratulations, brother, co-CEO of Alert the Globe. And man, it's always a treat to have you. I'm honored whenever you come. Same thing with Brian Andres on drums. Man, Brian, love seeing you. Love your energy. Great to see Kenya as well. So thanks for coming, man. Two drummers, that was an awesome thing. There were some people who said, I don't know how two drummers are going to work. You know, it worked out perfect. Is how it worked out. So my guy, Ryan Price, all the way from Santa Cruz. Man, we love Ryan. Is he not one of the best bass players in the history of the world? Oh, Ryan is fantastic. And speaking of Ryan, Ryan's going to be joining me July 12th. We're going to be at Anthony's Custom Picture Framers in Lafayette. I think the address is 1020 Brown Avenue, Brown Avenue, I think perhaps. And we're going to be over at Anthony's frame shop, and it's very, very cool. We're taking over the whole parking lot. So if you're coming, and I hope you come, there should be quite a few people coming to check out 45, 47, 50 of my paintings, 6 brand new ones. And Ryan's performing a solo show, which he normally does out in the Santa Cruz, out in that, part of the town. So I don't know if he's done any of the solo shows, which are incredible. He's got a bunch of new singles. You got to come check him out. So he's going to come hang out with me and us on Sunday, July 12th. So thank you for coming, Ryan, this past Saturday. You sounded fantastic, as always. Can't wait to see you on the 12th. And then let's also give it up for Pama Jamma, a.k.a. Pamela Charles Arthur on keys. Man, she's got such a great spirit and energy. Sounds so fantastic. Love you, Pama Jamma. Thank you for all that you do for Bay Area music. And, of course, the one and only Ranzel Merritt doing his thing on saxophone. Thank you, Ranzel. Always good to see you. You always sound fantastic. And it was a nice surprise. Normally we don't do this, but he was in the audience. So I'm an impulsive kind of guy, right? We saw Chuck Lounge in the audience. So we had my guy Chuck come up and sing What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. And that was a big treat. So thank you. Fantastic show. Mark your calendars, because July 12th is that show I was talking about in Lafayette, the art show with Ryan Price. July 18th is my 62nd birthday bash at Larry and Alicia's in Walnut Creek. This is that really cool place that you have to get shuttled up. So there's some people that are just joining the family. They came maybe for the first time this last show, or they've been to 1 or 2 shows. They haven't been to Larry and Alicia's. You got to come 10 or 15 minutes earlier than you normally would, because everybody's going to, other than the musicians, are going to get shuttled up to their house. They just live at the top of an incline, and there's no parking up there. So you're going to come park below, and there's going to be people. Deanna is going to be driving everybody up and down. Doug will be down there and whatnot, directing traffic. So come early. It's going to be last year for my birthday, there was a couple hundred people, so it should be crowded. So come early. It's going to be a lot of fun. The musicians are absolutely incredible. I just want to talk to you about something else too. Well, a couple other things. I've been having a real tough time lately with sleeping. And I don't know if anybody else here deals with insomnia. I usually don't. I mean, I've never slept great. I'll wake up 3 times in the middle of the night, 2 hours here, an hour there, and cobble together 5 or 6 hours, and that's usually enough. But the last 5 nights, I have total insomnia, no hours of sleep. I'm talking 1 hour a night, if that. And, the mind is a tricky thing. It's because I'll try to give you the condensed version. My son, Hunter, I got 2 incredible sons, right? And Diego just made superintendent of a big construction company, as I told you, in San Francisco. So I'm happy about that. That's awesome. The other times I had insomnia was due to stress. I either wasn't physically feeling well or just a lot of mental stress in my mind. See, I'm an artist, and like a lot of you guys too, I have a hard time shutting my mind off. So I don't care what I do before. I can take melatonin, I can take magnesium, I can go outside, I can burn sage, I can, get grounded and put my feet on the ground and touch a tree. I can sit there and breathe and work on my breathing and all that. But I still have a hard time shutting off my mind. But here's the tricky part. And I don't know if you call it an epiphany, but I kind of came to a realization last night. Is that was it last Thursday? My son Hunter came over because he had a big test to take. He had graduated, and now it's the state exam for his nursing thing. And he's always dreamt of being a nurse. And he cashed in all his chips, quit a great paying job. And the last 18 months, I've been helping him as much as I can. And, he's been taking out the loans and doing all that kind of thing. And well, he graduated with top out honors, but now comes the state exam. He's got to pass this, right? And it's cool because he said to me, Dad, I want to come over and spend the night over at your place because, whenever something's really important, I like hanging out with you. And I said, oh, that's fantastic. Good vibes, good energy. And we've had good luck doing that. So, but he's driving a motorcycle. And that night on last Thursday night or something, I was worried about him because I thought he was going to come over like 10 o'clock and he didn't show up until 12 something. He's riding, all the way from Antioch on his motorcycle. And I'm like, okay, you know how that goes. Anyway, I know it's not him, it's the other drivers, blah, 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 but still your boy. And, anyway, so he came over, everything was fine. He spent the night. But I was worried. I was worried about him coming over and getting to bed kind of late. Then I was worried about him. He had to drive all the way back in the morning to Antioch, meet up with a friend, go to Sacramento, take the test. And I was worried about him being tired, whether he was going to pass the test. So that first night, I got no sleep. But that's understandable. I was under stress, right? And so, you know how your body is when it's fighting stress. It's just my mind is racing and I'm trying to be calm and all that. But here's the kicker, and this is a thing that's a little kind of trippy how the mind works, is I had to explain to my mind last night, and you think I'm kidding, I'm not kidding. I had to sit here and tell my mind, okay, there's a difference here. And by the way, he passed with the record score. He couldn't have done any better. They cut off the testing for him as early as they possibly can because he passed. He is now a registered nurse, my man Hunter. So Diego's a superintendent at 30 years old. Hunter's now a registered nurse at 26. And I couldn't be any happier. Big weight off my shoulders, right? Big stress relief. But here's the thing. So then I had the show. I was preparing for it. And it was a great show Saturday, other than the technical difficulty with the mic, new faces, new people, new location. The music was great. It was just fantastic. I was really, really happy. Sold, a few paintings and whatnot. And so that's all good. Now, but here's the thing. So I'm really excited about Hunter passing, really excited about that show, but why am I not sleeping? I'm still not sleeping. I'm talking like an hour, if that, a night. So you're like starting to go kind of nutty or just real tired. And I'm like, well, okay, I got the show July 12th with Ryan. Cool. I got to do some more paintings for that. I got my birthday show, the 18th. And of course, there's all this planning and everything that goes into all of this. So, all right. But these are happy things. I'm excited about these things. I'm really excited. And then myself and the lovely Rain Jordan is co-producing a production with me. It's called Mind of an Artist. It's going to be at the Lafayette Town Hall Theater on January 10th of 2027. I'll talk to you more about that later at another point in time, but that thing is going to be incredible. It's going to be quite the scene. And I'll let you know when tickets go on sale. You'll find all about it later, but it's something to think about and produce and all that kind of stuff. But these are all things I'm really happy about. I'm really excited about. But when I went from that first day of stress and the mind doing what it does and keeping me up thinking about it, even though I'm trying to be in a Zen-like state, saging everything, melatonin, magnesium, deep breathing, all that kind of shit, you would think I'd get a bunch of sigh of relief, right? I'd be able to calm down and sleep well and sleep. That's what you would think. But my mind, I discovered, I had to tell my mind, I really said this in the middle of the night as I'm laying there for 5 hours and haven't fallen asleep last night. I had to tell my mind, see, normally the mind will tell you what to do, gives you clues on what's up. But I had to tell my mind, there's a difference here. I was worried about Hunter's safety and whether he was going to pass. Okay, I get that. But now my mind is active. I'm thinking about stuff as I'm laying in bed, but these are happy things I'm thinking about. I'm excited about these shows. I'm excited about you and all these things. But my mind was having a hard time differentiating between stress and excitement. And my mind's lumping it all together into the stress category. And I'm trying to tell my mind, no, I'm not stressed. I'm just excited and I'm planning and this kind of thing. So anyway, that's why I'm late in doing this. Just got a bunch of things going on. And I wanted to say thank you earlier. One other quick note. I just want to tell you, I'm going to finish sending out the invitations to my July 18th show, which is my number 87, and it's my 62nd birthday jam. Or it's not a jam, but my concert. Um, but I get people who, not just now, but before too, they're like, hey, I used to be on the list and now I'm not on the list anymore. And, sometimes they wonder why or whatever. And I just want to explain to everybody so we're on the same pages. I love you all, right? But with the crowds getting bigger, which I love, the family, what I call the family, getting bigger and whatnot, I just try to control and get a handle on making sure I don't overwhelm any of the generous house hosts. Any of the people allow us to come into their backyard. These backyards aren't always massive, right? So I try to not overwhelm them because I'd like them to have me come back at one point in time, have us come back. So if I invite somebody and they don't come to, let's say, like 3 shows in a row, I understand life goes on. You got things going. You got vacations. You got work. You got other things. Maybe you're not feeling well. You just got other plans. I totally get that for sure. But if I send out invitations and somebody doesn't come to like 3 in a row, then I just say, okay, well, let me stop sending them an invitation and they can reach out to me when they want to come. Then they'll say to me, hey, Peter, I'm in town for the show. I want to come to this. And then we'll get back on that routine again. This is also why, but if they don't, I have no idea whether they're going to come. So I don't want to just send out invitations, not knowing whether somebody's going to come or not, because if I send an invitation and they don't come, that's going to keep me from sending an invitation to somebody that wants to come. So you get it, you understand, right? And yeah, I mean, so that's it. So if you see a date, if you didn't get an invitation and I hadn't sent you one, it's not because you're not loved. I love you a lot. And if you've come once, you're part of the family. You are welcome. Just reach out and say, yeah, I'm in town. I want to come to this one, and I'm going to be around. But this is why I take this strategy: is I'll let people know. I'll invite them a week or 2 or 3 before. And I don't send the address until the week of, because then it gives people a week or 2 to say, get back to me. Oh, you know what, man, I'm not going to be in town. I'd love to come, but this, that, or the other thing. Then I cross their name off and I don't have to bother sending the address to you or bugging you again for this particular show. And then I know they're not coming, right? I'll be able to get somebody else. But the whole not knowing whether somebody's going to show up or not, last minute you get sick or something, I totally get that, man. I understand that. But you understand what I'm saying, that I'm just trying to plan accordingly. And as we grow together organically, I'm just trying to make sure everybody's having the best experience possible and, getting as full as possible and just sharing the love. So if I missed you and you want to come, let me know. I'm more than happy to invite you. Thank you for the generosity and everything, because it takes that these days. Everything's so expensive and whatnot. So got to keep things going, man. So, all right, love you. And I will be seeing you pretty soon. Go Team USA today, World Cup soccer. And I'm going to go home and go do some painting and everything. All right, much love. See you on July 12th at Anthony's Custom Picture Framers in Lafayette. Man, that's going to be fun. We get to see Ryan Price do his thing. And this production called Mind of an Artist, January 10th, ooh, this thing's going to be something. I'll get into it later. All right, bye. My birthday show. I'm going to send the rest of the invitations out later today.